Arise, arose, arisen. Yesterday, a need for action arose. Every morning, challenges arise that need to be addressed. The issues have already arisen before we arrived. Awake, awoke, awoken. I awoke to the sound of birds singing outside. 2. I typically awake around 7 a.m. on weekdays. The noise had already awoken me before the alarm. Were been. Last year, I was in Europe for a vacation. Currently, I am working on several projects. By the time I arrived, the decision had already been made. Bear bore born, She bore the weight of responsibility admirably. The tree still bears the scars from the storm. The burden has been borne for too long. Beaten. Our team beat the opponents in the final match. He always beats me at chess. The eggs should be beaten thoroughly for the recipe. Become. Over the years, she became a skilled pianist. It's crucial to become adaptable in a changing environment. Their efforts have become the foundation of our success. Begun. The concert began promptly at 7 p.m. Let's begin with the first chapter of the book. The project has already begun despite some delays. Bent. He carefully bent the metal into a new shape. I often bend down to tie my shoelaces. The rules cannot be bent to favor one team. Bet. Last night, I bet on the winning horse. I'm willing to bet that it will rain tomorrow. Many fortunes have been bet and lost in this casino. Bound. The magician skillfully bound the ropes together. The book is neatly bound in leather. The papers are already bound into a report. Bitten. The dog bit the intruder to protect the house. Be careful. Mosquitoes can bite at any time. I have been bitten by the travel bug. Bled. The injured soldier bled but continued to fight. Sometimes, emotions bleed into our everyday lives. The wound has already bled quite a bit. Blown. The wind blew fiercely during the storm. When it's cold, I blow on my hands to warm them. The balloon had already blown up before the party. Broken. He accidentally broke the vase while cleaning. Please don't break anything in the museum. The news of the accident has broken their hearts. Breed. They bred horses for racing on their farm. This species is known to breed rapidly in captivity. The champion racehorse was bred for speed. Brought. She always brought snacks to share with everyone. Don't forget to bring your umbrella. It might rain. The gifts have been brought for the celebration. Broadcast. The news was broadcast live on television. They regularly broadcast updates on the radio. The message has been broadcast across multiple platforms. 1. Built. 1. They built a new school in the community. 2. The construction workers are currently building a skyscraper. 3. Many houses have already been built in the neighborhood. 1. Burned. 1. The fire burned brightly throughout the night. 2. Be cautious. Hot surfaces can burn your skin. 3. The toast had been burnt in the oven. Burst. 1. Suddenly, the balloon burst with a loud noise. 2. If you overinflate it, the bubble will burst. 3. The dam had already burst before they arrived. 1. Bought. 1. She bought a beautiful dress for the party. 2. We often buy groceries from the local market. 3. The tickets have already been bought for the concert. 1. Could. Been able. 1. When I was younger, I could run much faster. 2. I can swim, but I prefer not to. 3. He has been able to solve complex problems. 1. Catch. Caught. 1. He skillfully caught the ball during the game. 2. Be careful. You might catch a cold in the rain. 3. The fish had already been caught before the storm. 1. Choose, chose, chosen. 1. They carefully chose the colors for the painting. 2. I always choose the window seat on the plane. 3. The options have already been chosen for the menu. 1. Cling, clung, clung. 1. The wet clothes clung to her body after swimming. 2. The kitten clings to its owner whenever it's scared. 3. The memory has clung to him for years. 1. Come, came, come. 1. She came to visit us last summer. 2. We often come here for coffee on weekends. 3. The guests have already come for the event. 1. Cost, cost, cost. 1. The repairs cost more than expected. 2. How much does it cost to replace the broken window? 3. The project has already cost a significant amount. 1. Creep, crept, crept. 1. The cat stealthily crept closer to the bird. 2. The idea began to creep into her mind. 3. The fog had already crept over the landscape. 1. Cut, cut, cut. 1. She cut the paper into intricate shapes. 2. Be careful not to cut yourself with that knife. 3. The cake has already been cut for the party. 1. Deal, dealt, dealt. 1. He dealt with the difficult situation calmly. 2. The manager often deals with customer complaints. 3. The cards have already been dealt for the game. 1. Dig, dug, dug. 1. They dug a hole to plant the new tree. 2. The archaeologists are currently digging for ancient artifacts. 3. The treasure had already been dug up before they arrived. 1. Do, did, done. 1. Yesterday, I did my homework before dinner. 2. I often do my exercises in the morning. 3. The task has already been done by the team. 1. Draw, drew, drawn. 1. She drew a beautiful landscape during the art class. 2. I regularly draw sketches in my notebook. 3. The curtains had already been drawn when they entered. 1. Dream, dreamt, dreamed, dreamt, dreamed. 1. Last night, I dreamed of flying over the mountains. 2. I often dream about future possibilities. 3. The idea had already been dreamt about for years. 1. Drink, drank, drunk. 1. They drank refreshing lemonade on a hot day. 2. I usually drink coffee in the morning. 3. The potion had already been drunk by the time they realized. 1. Drive, drove, driven. 1. He drove us to the airport early in the morning. 2. I usually drive to work, but sometimes I take the bus. 3. The car had already been driven when they bought it. 1. Eat, ate, eaten. 1. Last night, we ate dinner at a fancy restaurant. 2. I often eat lunch at my desk during work hours. 3. The delicious meal had already been eaten when we arrived. 1. Fall, fell, fallen. 1. The leaves fell from the trees in autumn. 2. Be careful not to fall on the slippery floor. 3. The decision had already fallen by the time they discussed it. 1. Feed, fed, fed. 1. She fed the ducks by the pond every morning. 2. I regularly feed my pet fish in the evening. 3. The animals had already been fed when we arrived at the zoo. 1. Feel, felt, felt. 1. He felt a sense of accomplishment after finishing the project. 2. I often feel excited before starting a new adventure. 3. The fabric had already been felt for quality. 1. Fight, fought, fought. 1. They fought bravely in the battle for freedom. 2. It's important to fight for what you believe in. 3. The war had already been fought before the peace treaty. 1. Find, found, found. 1. She easily found her keys in the bag. 2. I often find interesting books at the library. 3. The solution had already been found before they asked for help. 1. Fly flew flown. 1. The bird flew gracefully across the sky. 2. I usually fly to visit my family during holidays. 3. The plane had already flown when they arrived at the airport. 1. Forbid, forbade, forbidden. 1. The rules forbade entry after midnight. 2. They forbid smoking in the building. 3. The action had already been forbidden by the authorities. 1. Forget, forgot, forgotten. 1. I completely forgot about the meeting yesterday. 2. Sometimes, I forget where I put my keys. 3. The information has been completely forgotten over time. 1. Forgive, forgave, forgiven. 1. Despite the mistake, she graciously forgave him. 2. It's essential to forgive in order to move forward. 3. The offense has been forgiven, and they rebuilt their relationship. 1. Freeze, froze, frozen. Last winter, the river froze solid. 2. Present. Water will freeze if the temperature drops low enough. The food had already frozen when I checked the freezer. 1. Get, got. 1. Yesterday, I finally got the package I was waiting for. 2. I usually get up early on weekdays. 3. She has always got what she wanted. 1. Give, gave, given. 1. For my birthday, he gave me a beautiful book. 2. It's often better to give than to receive. 3. Many opportunities have been given to us. 1. Go, went, gone. 1. Last weekend, we went to the beach. 2. Every morning, I go for a run. 3. By the time I arrived, they had already gone. 1. Grind, ground, ground. 1. I manually ground the coffee beans for my morning coffee. 2. The gears in the machine constantly grind against each other. 3. The coffee has been freshly ground. 1. Grow, grew, grown. 1. In the summer, the flowers in the garden grew quickly. 2. Children grow rapidly during their early years. 3. The business has grown steadily over the years. 1. Hang, hung, hung. 1. She carefully hung the artwork on the wall. 2. The curtains are hung beautifully in the living room. 3. The paintings have been well hung in the gallery. 1. Have had. 1. Last night, we had a delicious dinner. 2. I have a meeting scheduled for this afternoon. 3. They have always had a close relationship. 1. Hear, heard. 1. Yesterday, I heard a beautiful melody on the radio. 2. I often hear birds singing in the morning. 3. The news had already been heard by everyone. 1. Hide, hid, hidden. 1. The children hid behind the curtains during the game. 2. Sometimes, we need to hide our true feelings. 3. The treasure was well hidden and never found. 1. Hit. 1. He hit the ball out of the park. 2. The hammer hits the nail with force. 3. The target has been hit accurately. 1. Hold, held. 1. She gently held the baby in her arms. 2. Please hold the door for me. 3. The meeting has been held in the conference room. 1. Hurt. 1. Yesterday, he accidentally hurt his finger. 2. Be careful. You might hurt yourself. 3. Her feelings have been deeply hurt. 1. Keep, kept. 1. He always kept his promises. 2. I usually keep my keys in the drawer. 3. The secret has been well kept for years. 1. Kneel, knelt. 1. During the ceremony, they knelt in prayer. 2. Sometimes, people kneel to propose. 3. The worshippers have knelt in the church. 1. Know, knew, known. 1. When I was younger, I knew all the answers. 2. I know the answer to this question. 3. The truth has always been known. 1. Lay, laid, laid. 1. Yesterday, she laid the table for dinner. 2. I usually lay out my clothes the night before. 3. The foundation has been laid for the building. 1. Led, led, led. 1. The captain led the team to victory. 2. She currently leads the research project. 3. The organization has always been led by experienced leaders. 1. Lean, lent, leaned, lent, leaned. 1. He casually leaned against the wall. 2. I often lean on the railing to enjoy the view. 3. The ladder has been leaned against the house. 1. Learn, learnt, learned, learnt, learned. 1. In school, we learned about historical events. 2. I'm currently learning a new language. 3. The lessons have been well learned. 1. Leave, left, left. 1. Last week, they left for their vacation. 2. I usually leave work at 5 p.m. 3. The keys have been left on the table. 1. Lend, lent, lent. 1. He generously lent me some money. 2. I rarely lend my books to others. 3. The borrowed items have been lent for an extended period. 1. Lie, in bed, lay, lain. 1. After a long day, she lay down to rest. 2. I often lie in bed to relax. 3. The book has been lain on the shelf for months. 1. Lie. To not tell the truth. Lied, lied. 1. He regretfully admitted that he lied. 2. It's not right to lie about your achievements. 3. The truth has been lied about for too long.